was down in Florida recently. I tried an experiment while I was down there. I went to a nude beach. And you know, you go to one of these things expecting to see a lot of attractive people. And granted, you may see one, maybe two good-looking people at a nude beach, but for the most part, just imagine your parents and all their friends. Naked and sweaty. That's nude beach. Well, maybe not your parents, sir, but pretty horrifying. I saw more abdominal scars in an hour than you really need to see in a lifetime. It's like watching a horrible program on the Learning Channel is what that was. I'm telling you, I understand, senior citizens, I want to become one. But why at that age would you take off your clothes in public when your body is its most repulsive? I mean, if you need a walker to carry your boobs, get a harness, some kind of sling, you know. Don't be slathering them down with cocoa butter. And those are the men. I said, those are the men. Oh, that's rich. Also in New York City not too long ago. Anybody been in New York City here? Anybody been to New York City? Anybody? Three people. Who's been east on the Turnpike? Anybody been east on 76? Anybody? Who's been to exit? Who's been to Irwin? Anybody? Who's gone out of the parking lot and made a left? Have any of you done this? What's going on with you people? Also in Chicago, Illinois. Anybody in Chicago here? Anybody? Why am I even asking these questions at this point? Here I go, Dave. We live in Penn Hills. Why leave? We got it all. Thanks, that's why we've got it all in Penn Hills, Dan, so I hope you enjoyed that. Are you getting any of this, sir? Did you, you're just sitting there staring at me. Do you know what I'm talking about? Tatonga. Can you hear it? No, I'm sorry. No, just joking. I was up in Chicago, went to a big Irish festival up there. That was a lot of fun. It was nice. I was able to sample some fine Irish cuisine there. Whoa, that boiled potato stand. Woo! I tell you. I realized why the Irish fight over religion, because it sure as heck isn't over a stolen recipe. Irish are famous for drinking, because you got to be really drunk to eat that crap. That's what it is. That's terrible. I shouldn't make fun of the Irish, although I can, because you see, my last name is Kaye, and my father was an alcoholic. Thank you very much. That's why I was an alcoholic. Actually, I'm Polish by birth. Do we have any Polska Baba here in the audience? Where's the Polish people? Right over here. Oh, geez, sir. Doing. So, anyhow, well, that's good. Now, do you still eat the Polish food? Do you still eat? Sure you do. You like the pierogies? Sure. How about the pigs in the blanket, the golumki we call them at my house? You like that? Halushki? You like the halushki? If you don't know the halushki, that's the egg noodles, butter, cabbage, bacon in the oven, and if you want to die faster, throw in the bacon and cheese. That'll help you out. It takes it right out. How about the garashki? You know garashki? 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 No, garashki. That's the keys in the garage. Garashki. You are a dumb Polak. Good to have you here, sir. Solidarność, brother. Hey, let's find a Falcons club. Polka. Garashki. I love that joke. I don't care if you laugh or not. I really don't. I don't care. Well, I'm sorry, sir. I hope I didn't offend you. I don't want to offend anybody tonight. It's difficult as a stand-up comedian not to offend people. We have to be very careful up here. I mean, terminology has changed, especially we don't call people handicapped or crippled anymore. We now refer to them as physically challenged. And the blind are now visually impaired. And the deaf, well, you can call them whatever the hell you want, because they can't hear you anyhow. But that's probably not a very fair example. I hope you don't think I have anything against deaf people. I do not. I'm not a prejudiced person, at least I don't believe so. I don't believe my parents were prejudiced people either. Growing up, I can never recall my parents ever raising their voice or hand in anger to a person of another race or religion. You know, from all the beatings I took as a child, I can only figure out my parents hated white children. That's what they hated. My butt kicked on a daily basis. You know, what's funny too is people don't beat their kids like they used to. No, they don't. Used to be you could take your kid out to any discount department store, drag them out in the middle of the aisle, just beat the snot out of them right then and there. If you were near the toy aisle, you could grab a wiffle ball bat, piece of Hot Wheel track. You can't do that anymore. Now people give the kids timeouts. That's what they do. And I asked a woman what a timeout was. She said, well, you see, when my children do something wrong, I make them stop what they're doing, go into their bedroom, and reflect on their bad behavior. Once they realize what they've done wrong, they come out and we have a little chat. I give them some candy. And then they go about their business. Do you know what a timeout was when I was growing up? It was the length of time you were unconscious. That's what timeout was. And when you were grounded, that meant you were on the ground, taking a timeout. My father was a stern disciplinarian. That's what they called my dad. They've got a new term for my dad now, Abu Ghraib prison guard. That's what they call my dad. He had one famous saying when he was ticked. You know what my dad's famous saying was? Do you want me to take my belt off? Do you want me to take my belt off? That's not really how he delivered it. Usually it's more like, you want me to take my belt off? I'm taking it off. Hey, help me get my belt off. I'm going to kick the limit. My dad had a big fat beer gut. I'm like, no, Dad, I don't want you to take your belt off. Because your pants will fall down. I'll laugh my butt off. You'll chase me around like a penguin. I don't need that memory emblazoned in my mind. Probably shouldn't make fun of my dad either. I lost my dad a long time ago. I was only about 14 when my dad died. He had a heart attack while mowing the grass. Well, at least that's what he wrote in the letter. Wasn't long after my father's death, my mother turned to me and said, you know, David, your dad's is gone now. You're the man of the house. You're going to have to step into his shoes and do the things he used to do. So I started running numbers and sleeping with the neighbor's wife. And now I'm here. So I guess it all works out. Well, tell you a little bit about myself. I was raised Lutheran. That's the first time anybody's ever made a response to that, actually. Usually it's like, uh-huh. I've always thought of being Lutheran as kind of like Catholic light. Yeah, we had all the guilt and shame just half the time in Mass. That's how it worked for us. And I always felt ripped off being a Lutheran because the Catholics had all the good stuff. All the pomp and circumstance, you know? Like that big swinging, smoking ball thing. You know what I'm talking about? Catholics running up and down the aisle, swinging a smoking ball all the time. Like a dang Who concert in there every Sunday. It sucked. My minister was a Vietnam War vet. I know he would have packed that thing full of hash or good Thai weed. Forget climbing Jacob's ladder. We'd have been running up the stairway to heaven and sliding down the banister every Sunday. Woo, Padre, where's the vino? Kind of a middle-of-the-road religion, Lutheranism. Never going to have a Lutheran jihad anytime soon. We just don't have that kind of commitment. I mean, I've got no problem whipping up a batch of snickerdoodles for the bake sale. I'm just not going to strap a bomb on and blow myself up at the farmer's market. I've got things to do tomorrow, that's all I'm saying. I mean, I want to leave this earth like I arrived here. Unplanned, completely by accident. I was a mistake, sir. Unlike in the Middle East, over there they blow themselves up at the drop of a hat. It's crazy over there. You know they send people to school to be suicide bombers in the Middle East? They will send you to school. My gosh. How bad is your SAT score that your guidance counselor suggests suicide bomber is a career choice? Well, I was thinking about being a tent maker. Oh no, don't see that. Have you ever considered a career in suicide bombing? We send you to school. Terrorist National Training Institute, TNT. Have you heard of it? Come on. blast! Rip a blast! Well, isn't that a horrible impression, isn't it? Oh, jeez. I don't even sound like I'm from the Middle East. I don't even know what I sound like. More like what? Like Count Chocula. Have you ever considered a career in suicide bombing? It's magically delicious. That's not even the right guy, is it? That's the one from Lucky Charms. I can't even do my own impression up here. Do you see what is going on? I can't imagine what classes would be like there at the suicide bomber school. Teacher comes in the room. Okay, I'm only going to show you this one time. I don't know why they're so angry at us over there. I don't know if you notice this, folks, but I think the anger that they have over there in the Middle East is coming up amongst the teenagers that we have here in the United States. I don't know if you've noticed this. The generation coming up behind me seems a little more angry than I ever used to be when I was growing up. And they say that they're desensitized to violence because they see so much on TV, violent video games, violence on the street. I just think culturally we've changed, that's all. Especially the music. The music's much different than it used to be. Ever hear bands like, you hear these really angry bands like Rage Against the Machine, Smashing Pumpkins, Marilyn Manson, Drowning Pool, just angry, angry music. If you've never heard this song by the Drowning Pool, I swear to you, this is exactly how it goes, exactly how it goes. 1, nothing wrong with me. 2, nothing wrong with me. 3, nothing wrong with me. 4, nothing wrong with me. 1, something's got to give. 2, something's got to give. 3, something's got to give. Ah! Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the... Ah! No wonder they're so ticked off. I mean, how can I be mad? I grew up with songs like, if you see a faded sign at the side of the road, it says 15 miles to the Love Shack. Love Shack, baby. How can I be mad? I was looking for a Chrysler that was big as a whale. It was about to set sail. I want to do some dancing and hugging and a kissing. Well, hey, folks, that's my time. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you so much.